All right, let's talk chess openings. We are going to get you mastering them in just the next 5 minutes, and you can forget about memorizing a ton of complicated moves. We're going to build a rock-solid foundation with just 3 simple golden rules.
So you sit down at the board, right? Everything's set up, your opponent makes their first move, and your mind just goes blank. What do you do now? We've all been there. That feeling is totally normal, but guess what? We're gonna fix it right now.
Look, the whole secret to a killer chess opening isn't about memorizing some obscure chess theory. Nope. The real key is understanding 3 super simple but incredibly powerful principles. These rules will guide you no matter what your opponent throws at you. You get these down, you'll own the start of every game. Okay, so here's the plan. We're gonna hit those 3 golden rules one by one. We'll even play a little mini game for each to really lock it in. Then we'll put it all together for the big test. Ready? Let's do this. All right, let's dive right into rule number 1, control the center. I want you to think of those 4 squares right in the middle of the board, d4, e4, d5, and e5, as the most important real estate in a war. It's the high ground. If you control it, you basically control the whole game. And just look at this. It's a perfect example. A knight plopped right in the center, it's an absolute beast, attacking 8 different squares. But take that same knight and stick it in the corner, suddenly it can only see 2 squares. That's a huge drop in power. This is exactly why we say the center is everything. Okay, to really hammer this home, we're gonna play a little game. It's called Capture the Center. We're only using pawns and knights, and the goal, super simple. Be the first one to get your pieces on all 4 of those center squares at the exact same time. Trust me, this little drill is gonna make you obsessed with controlling the center. All right, so you're fighting for that prime real estate in the center. But you can't win a war with just pawns, right? You need your army. And that leads us perfectly into rule number 2, develop your pieces. This is all about getting your big guns, your knights and bishops, off that back row and into the fight. And I love this idea here. If your pieces stay in the back row, they're just spectators. I mean, think about it. Your knights, your bishops, if they're just sitting there on their starting squares, they're not playing chess. They're just watching the game. So when we say develop, we mean get them off the bench and into the action so they can actually do something. You guessed it, time for another drill. This one's called the development race. We're just using pawns, knights, and bishops for this one. And the goal is to be the first player to get both of your knights and both of your bishops off their starting squares. Don't worry about capturing anything. This is purely a race. It's all about building that muscle memory to get your army mobilized fast. Okay, you've taken the center, you've brought your army out to play. Now for the secret weapon. Rule number 3, castle early. Honestly, this might be the single best move in the entire opening. Why? Because it's like getting an amazing 2-for-1 deal. Think about what castling does in just one move. First, it gets your king out of the danger zone in the center and tucks him away safely behind a wall of pawns. And at the exact same time, it unleashes that powerful rook from the corner, bringing it right into the battle. It's defense and offense all in one go. How cool is that? So let's drill this with the castle race. Get the whole board set up. The rules couldn't be simpler. First person to castle wins. That's it. This forces you to think ahead, right? You got to figure out how to move your knight and bishop out of the way to clear that path and get your king to safety as fast as possible. Okay, deep breaths. You've practiced each rule on its own. Now it's time for the final exam. We're going to combine all 3 of these golden rules into one challenge to build the absolute perfect opening. So here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. On a full board, your only job is to check off these 4 boxes. 1, control the center. 2, get both your knights out. 3, get both your bishops out. And 4, castle your king. That's the whole list. Now listen up, because this is the fun part. You don't win by checkmate here. You win the second you complete that checklist. The moment you've castled, your pieces are out, the center is yours, you just yell, perfect opening, and bam, you've won the challenge. Doing this over and over again is going to train you to start every game with this incredibly strong setup. And that's it. That's the whole secret. When you really get these 3 rules, you're not just making random moves anymore. You're building a structure. You're laying down a foundation that's going to support you for the entire rest of the game, no matter what your opponent tries to do. So let's just say it one more time so it sticks. It's this simple. 1, control the center. 2, develop your pieces. And 3, castle early. Make that your mantra for the first 10 moves of every single game you play from now on. You've got the tools now. You know how to start every game like a champion. You've built your foundation, you've brought your army into the battle. You own the opening. So the only question left is, are you ready to go win the rest of the game?